perfected stage असते ती अष्टांग योगाची.
First 5 stages of Ashtanga Yoga.
Yes, it is a perfected stage of Ashtanga Yoga. Dharana and Samadhi. Anything else? Anything else especially happens with this person who is in Yoga Rudra situation? He has his mind and senses in control.
He also has knowledge.
He's equal to, can you use mic? Equal to the dualities. And
Equipoised.
that is what equal to the all dualities. Nishkama Karma Yoga. He practices Nishkama Karma Yoga. Yoga Ruruksha. Okay, you don't know Yoga Rud? Tell Yoga Ruruksha. Any other devotee, Param Karuna Prabhu can tell what is Yoga Ruruksha position? Beginning of Ashtanga Yoga. What is that? Any Anga? What is the beginning of Ashtanga Yoga? Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Asana is the beginning. Unfortunately, yoga is understood as a Yoga Ruruksha position only. Maximum people understand yoga means these 5 things. But then the perfection stage of Yoga Rudha position is not understood in Ashtanga Yoga. So in the perfection stage of Yoga Rudha position, we are discussing now. In the verse number 24, it is explained, a person who is into this situation of Yoga Rudha position, what he does, he practices this particular thing with determination. His faith is very strong. He does not get deviated. Third important thing, his mind is controlled. And mind is controlled. That's why he does not get into a mental speculation. So now, please try to understand this position is of Ashtanga Yogi. Ashtanga Yogi is one who has gone through Sakama Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then he has, climbed up the staircase of Jnana Yoga. From Jnana Yoga, he has gone to Ashtanga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga also, he has already followed Yama, Niyama, Pratyahara, Asana, Pranayama. So Yoga Rudra position is also over. Now he is at the position of Yoga Rudha. So Yoga Rudha is a position, is a very elevated and very steady position. In this steady position, this person is full of determination that I am going to practice this whatever, hell or heaven, I am going to practice this. Second thing, he has a great faith. And because of that faith, he is not shaken, he is not deviated. And the Jnana Yogi who does mental speculation, he has crossed that level also. He is not doing any mental speculation. He knows that Paramatma is the one which I am meditating on and I have to capture Paramatma in my heart through Dhyana Dharana Samadhi. So that is the position. So this is a advanced stage of Yoga Rudha. He knows what is Sadhya, what is Sadhana. These both the things he knows. Somebody who knows Sadhya, Sadhya means goal, and Sadhana means practice, can steadily go. So he has a determination that shows that he knows the sadhana. The faith, that means he knows the sadhya. So sadhya and sadhana should be known very well. What is your sadhya? Krishna Prabhu? Here. Hare Krishna. What? So our sadhya is to attain love for Krishna. And what is the sadhana? That we are daily following. Okay? So, which we are daily following. We are supposed to follow. Some of us follow, some of us don't follow. That is different thing. So sadhya and sadhana is explained in this verse. This is the beginning. Okay, 3 things are very important. Can you repeat me here? Which are the 3 things which are important here? Explain. Verse number 24, which 3 important points are highlighted? Give him mic.
Hare Krishna. In this shloka, the first thing is that our mind, we should stop the mental speculation.
That is not the first thing. That is the last thing.
Okay.
Ojasvi Goindpro, can you please tell us highlights of this verse?
प्रभूजी आता अजून एवढं नाही वाचलं. आज वाचणार
I
आहे
just
सगळं.
explain. Sham? Okay, this verse talks about sadhya and sadhana. Okay, so what is sadhya? What is sadhana? Which is explained here. Okay, practice is explained. Yes, Rishikesh Power Pro. माहिती मला तुला माहिती आहे. Okay, so I request humbly, please pay attention and make notes. That will help you a lot. Okay, so this verse, Radha Gokulan Pul, tell us in mic, this verse talks about what? And please tell us in English.
ही वर्स मध्ये जो
English.
योगा हा
I said pay attention. Please tell us in English. That's what I don't want comfortable. So I want that only.
Okay, in this verse, the perfect stage of Yoga Ruda is explained and its
Good.
qualities.
Good.
There are three qualities. One of them is that he has faith and determination, which is identified by sadhya and sadhana. The second quality is that he abandons all activities which are not required for him in any material way. But he only practices devotional practice and devotional activities. And third point आहे सेन्सेस कंट्रोल असतात ते.
Okay, so material desires are spoken here. The material desires born out of mental speculation is completely abundant and he controls his mind from inside. So here I was trying to tell you that mind, basic level where it is Sakama Karma Yogi or to the Jnana Yogi also, it is controlling whatever desires come. But this person, he's crossed the level of Jnana Yoga. That means he's elevated. Please try to, I'm trying to focusing on, when I'm focusing on mental speculation. Mental speculation means a person who has knowledge. Speculation. We call Muni. Muni means one who speculates. Now his speculation is based on mind, and that's why controlling mind is very important here. Mental speculation done by a normal person is what? Mind controlling the mind is for normal person. He gets a desire. I should go and enjoy. I should eat, sleep, mate, whatever. And then there he is told that this desire of your mind should be controlled. Mind is telling do this, he follows. Mind is controlling do this. So this is a basic stage. But here this person has already crossed this level at Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. He has already controlled mind's these desires, which are related to sense gratification. Now mind is doing what? He is speculating on the level of Jnana. Because he is a Jnana Yogi who is going and studying different scriptures. And then mind is telling this particular scripture is nice. And in this, Indra is glorified as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he starts speculating that Indra is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he goes and reads Shiva Purana and he finds Shiva as the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he goes and reads Vishnu Purana and he finds Vishnu, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And his speculation is based on this. And then he goes on speculating and then he thinks that Brahman is everything, Paramatma is everything, Bhagavan is everything. So this all speculation is not based on sometimes scriptures, sometimes based on the sadhu and guru. This triangle is not followed. Mental speculation in jnana means person does not follow this triangle. Guru, sadhu, shastra. He uses his own mind. So yoga ruda situation is so elevated that he is asked to control both material desires as well as controlling his mind through which is utilized in mental speculation. Mind which is used in mental speculation is asked to control. That is very important. So this person is determined, person full of faith. His faith is not deviated. That is also very important thing. His faith is a strong faith. His faith is a Drudha Shraddha. Or we can even call that as a Nishta. He has attained the level of Nishtha in the Ashtanga Yoga. Determined. Second is faith is deviated, the undeviated, it's strong. Thing is that material desires are controlled. Speculation is not utilized, and that's why he controls his mind. So that is the position of a yoga rudha position. Is that clear? Determination, faith, undeviated faith, no material desires born out of material mental speculation, and mind is controlled. This mind control is different than the mind control of a Ashtanga yogi. Ashtanga yogi's mind control is different than control of other basic levels of yoga practice. When I say basic level of yoga practice, please understand the ladder. There is Karma Yoga, then there is Jnana Yoga, and then there is Ashtanga Yoga. In Jnana Yoga, person is asked to control his senses and mind. There he is struggling from his senses, Jnanendriya or Karmendriyas. In that, he is struggling with his mind a lot. And mind is always dragging him towards sense gratification. But यहाँ पर उस व्यक्ति ने वो क्रॉस किया हुआ है. And that's why this is a situation of a yoga rudha position. Who speculates? Muni is the one who speculates basis on Guru Sadhu Shastra. Speculators are not Muni. So you are allowed to do speculation. But what kind of speculation? Based on Guru Sadhu Shastra. That's very important. Uska boundary hai. That speculation. But mental speculation does not have a boundary. Today he is here, tomorrow he'll take some philosopher from foreign countries, then he'll take some philosopher from some historian and try to connect that historian with some geographical understanding, and then try to connect that with the current scientists, and he'll go on speculating. You'll find many people who will speculate like that. But then Guru Sadhu Shastra ke basis ke upar speculate jo karte hai, they are called as a... When you know that somebody really comes with some amazing point, and then we say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So similarly, we can also call it as a muni, muni, muni.
Prabhuji.
Yes, bro.
Prabhuji हा जो मेंटल स्पेक्युलेशनचा पॉइंट आहे हा स्पिरिच्युअल कॉन्टेक्स्ट मध्ये बघितला गेला तर हा वाला येतो की मुनी हे आणि ते. बट जे आपण आपल्या लाईफ मध्ये बघतो तर वी ऑल्सो स्पेक्युलेट लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, स्पेशली प्लॅन्स की हे करू ते करू. मग हे मेंटल स्पेक्युलेशन थांबवायचं कसं? कारण की गुरु साधू शास्त्र तर एवढे ऍक्सेसिबल नसतात ॲट टाइम्स. कारण की
Guru
आपण
Sadhu Shastra is accessible. It is not that it is not accessible. For that, we have to approach Guru Sadhu Shastra. That's very important. Fortunately, there is a great opportunity now. Previously, if you say, the Iron Age, there was no Guru Sadhu Shastra, then I accepted. But now there is a lot of access to Guru Sadhu Shastra. Okay, so whenever we have some doubt, like we sit with our friends, and then we try to understand what is Brahman, and they'll come with the understanding of Brahman as one light. Somebody will come with understanding of Brahman is a white thing, or somebody will say so many understanding of Brahman can come. So we go and confirm with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Why this is so important? Guru Sadhu Shastra. Please understand this, because she will tell you something which will confuse. Then we go and approach a Guru, and Guru will give the instruction that this is what Shastra, because Guru has studied. The qualification of Guru, which you study in device, or after that, whatever beginning courses, the qualification of Guru is the one who is well known in scriptures. So Guru knows the scriptures. He will explain us what is this particular topic, this particular query. He will try. After that, we also go and confirm sadhus. So three things, when they are confirmed, it is confirmed by the three sources. So something which is not understood from Shastra, similarly, you may receive some instruction from spiritual master, which may be confusing. Sometimes say that Shastra mein diya hai kya? Is it given in scriptures? Like somebody asked me a question saying that Prabhuji, भगवान को सुबह में उठना ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में कौन से शास्त्र में लिखा है? I said Prabhupada is saying. Prabhupada has said, no, you show me something from the scripture. So I randomly that it is mentioned in the 64 Angas of devotional service. He said, Prabhuji, I already studied 64 Angas of devotional service. Nowhere it is mentioned that one should get up in Brahma Muhurta. Out of the 64 Angas, mentioned that one should get up in Brahma. So I went and checked, it was not written. So my speculation was wrong. Then I went and searched. So I gave him the quotation from Bhakti Yoga. I gave him the quotation from Ashtanga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, the yoga procedures which are told. I also gave him I gave him 7 quotations from 7 different scriptures. That this is we should abide to. And that is the reason getting up early in the morning is recommended in at least the 7 places I have found it is recommended. And they are mentioned in all the yogas. And that's why getting up early in the morning is very, very important. And then I gave logics and reason, that is different thing. So many people want reference. So instruction came from Guru that one should get up in the morning. But where it is mentioned, that was the requirement of a third person. And that is which valid requirement. And then third, the sadhus will tell that this particular instruction of Guru I followed and I got benefited. You will also get benefit. And that's why Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Similarly, you may get inspired by sadhus. Some of your sadhu friends will inspire you that ye karna chahiye bhakti mein. And then after doing that, you find out after some time it was never instructed by Guru and it was his manipulation. So we should also confirm with our Guru and Shastra. So as Ojosi going through study, yes, Guru is not accessible. But then also it is not like, you may not go and directly talk to your spiritual master and ask whether this particular thing told by Kaustubh Das was right or wrong. Tell me, Gurudev. You may not ask this, like then you other mediums and access to, like his lectures are available. If you really deep that depth of that lecture, we out. And we always have lectures, and when in the age of modern era where you are so advanced, you can show the quotations from our search. Or scriptures, we will surely understand it. So Guru Sadhu Shastra is very, very important. That is not of the today's verse, but then it is important. Okay, understood verse number 24? Let's go ahead. Purpose. Yes.
Purport. A practitioner should determine and should patiently prosecute, sure of success at the end course with great perseverance, not becoming discouraged if there is any delay in attainment of success. Success is sure practice. Regarding yoga, is
Utsahat nishya dhairya tatkarma sangatya shadvi siddh.
execute the process of bhakti yoga successfully with full heart enthusiasm, perseverance, and by following the prescribed devotees and by completely in activities of goodness.
So in sadhya and sadhana leads to utsaha. That is what Prabhupada is explaining. Is using Prabhupada is saying one should be sure of a success at the end. Course perseverance. So Prabhupada is talking about Yoga Shastra course. One should be sure of the success. Surely get the certificate. And pursue this course with a great perseverance, not becoming discouraged. Prabhuji aate nahi hai class. Let's not go for the this. What is that? That was comment, not appreciation. Not becoming discouraged. I won't get discouraged. Don't worry. If there is any delay in the attainment of the success. So if you find that this course is not completing in 2 years, don't get discouraged. So anyway, jokes apart, but this is something which should give us great faith, strong. This is a hope-giving statement that success is guaranteed. We are surely going to get success. Sometimes people find this at that project I'm chanting. One counselor of mine, he came to me saying that I'm chanting for last 17 years. And after chanting for last 17 years, I don't find any change. I still have those anarthas. In fact, I find those anarthas have increased. And it is a genuine acceptance. I first of all admired. I said, wonderful, you are accepting that, there is no change. And this particular statement I showed him, I said him that don't worry. Change will happen. And Prabhupada is saying at the end, there will be success. Like, one disciple of Prabhupada, once Prabhupada said to him that I'll come and take you back home, back to Godhead. And he continued to practice, and after some time, he fell down from the practice. And for almost 20 years, he did not follow the practice. And then at the end, he became very old. He found some devotees close to his vicinity, and then those devotees understood that he is Prabhupada disciple, and then they gave him some prasad for a few days, and then he also started coming to temple. But then he fell sick. Then the devotees started going to his place regularly for kirtan, meet him. And then at the end, when he was leaving his body, all the devotees were surrounded, and then they were doing kirtan, and he was unconscious. And suddenly he got up. He said, Prabhupada came. He followed. Prabhupada kept his promise. Prabhupada has come to take me. Prabhupada is giving me hand, and Prabhupada is telling me, come, I'll take you. He saw Prabhupada giving him hand and then Prabhupada, and then he left his body, saying like this. So the point is, success is guaranteed. Obviously, that does not mean that we will also leave Krishna consciousness for some time, and then Prabhupada will come, and then so this kind of speculation is not required. The point that
That is
our
an
Bhakti
exception.
Yoga is the most hope-giving process. And that's why this particular statement of Prabhupada is telling us that success is guaranteed. At the end, success will come. Continue practicing without a deviation, without losing our determination. Determination and faith is very, very important. And determination and faith can increase because of reading scriptures nicely, hearing from the devotees, and association of devotees. This is something which is very, very important. If you're not associating with devotees, if you're not doing proper reading, hearing, determination and faith will not continue. Other practices of sadhana are very, very important. Chanting Hare Krishna, Prabhupada saying 99% of Krishna consciousness depends on chanting. But to chant Hare Krishna, these three things are very, very important. Regularly associating with devotees, not in the Govindas or not in the parkings, but regularly associating with devotees in the temple hall, in the practicing our sadhana, hearing from the devotee, and regularly reading scriptures is very, very important. That will give us a strong determination and faith. That's very important. Okay, somebody from online was asking some question?
Was telling Prabhuji that particular incident, what you told, that Prabhupada will come to take him. Prabhupada has promised him that Prabhupada will come to take him. Therefore,
Yes, similarly, Prabhupada has promised every one of us who is a sincere follower of Krishna consciousness, sincere follower of Prabhupada, everybody Prabhupada has promised that I'll open a back door for you. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has specially promised. Just two promises Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has only two demands. And he said, I'll take you back to Godhead. Which are those two demands? Don't offend a devotee and chant Hare Krishna. I'll take you back. So there are many promises given by many acharyas. Krishna himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Promises will be kept. We have to continue following the process. Okay?
my second question was that this particular age, for specifically Gen Z generation, it is very difficult for us to constantly do things.
I have a strong conviction, generations after generations after generation, this practice is done. Ages after ages, this practice is done. Kali Yuga has come multiple times. Kali Yuga has deteriorated multiple times. The process, the principles, the practice is not changed. Have faith in the process and practice and continue following it. This is my conviction. I have seen generation, old generation, my generation, your generation, and I hopefully will say another 10 generations because generation gap is very less nowadays. Going through says the generation gap between two brothers itself is also called as a generation gap, where they have age gap of 2 or 3 years. That is also considered nowadays as a generation gap because of the rapid, uh, what do you say, increase in the age of Kali. Like दो भाइयों के बीच में, you and Atharva, there is a generation gap, right? So there is a huge generation gap finding people. So generation gap, Gen Z आ जाएगा, millennium आ जाएगा, millennium कुछ भी आ जाएगा. So many things will come. Principles will not change. Practice will not change. The results of the practice and principle will also not change. Have this conviction. It has not changed in the past. It is not changing in the present. It will not change in the future. Yes, bro, continue.
Okay, bro, I have faith in you, so I accept it.
Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead.
As for determination, one should follow the example of the sparrow who lost her eggs in the waves of ocean. A sparrow laid her eggs in the shore of the ocean, but the big ocean carried away the eggs on its waves. The sparrow became very upset and asked the ocean to return the eggs. The ocean did not even consider her appeal, so the sparrow decided to dry up the ocean. She began to pick up out the water in a small beak, and everyone laughed at her for her impossible determination. The news of her activity spread, and at last Garuda, the gigantic bird carrier of Lord Vishnu, heard it. He became compassionate towards his small sister bird, and so he came to see the sparrow. Garuda was very pleased by the determination of the small sparrow, and he promised to help. Thus, Garuda at once asked the ocean to return her eggs. Eggs, lest he himself take up the work of the sparrow. The ocean was frightened at this and returned the eggs. Thus, the sparrow became happy by the grace of Garuda. Similarly, the practice of yoga, especially Bhakti Yoga in Krishna consciousness, may appear to be very difficult job. But if anyone follows the principle with great determination, the Lord will surely help. For God helps those who help themselves.
God help those who help themselves. Nice saying. So, at least study Bible. So, if our endeavors are in the right direction, it will surely attract mercy. And for that, the faith is very, very important. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rastupajayate. This particular verse, which is explained in the second chapter, which says that, prasad means mercy, will eradicate complete all your miseries. And what you will attend? Prasanna Chetanaha. So you will attend a very happy consciousness. But before that, the endeavors for that mercy is in the previous verse. Krishna talks about the endeavor for that mercy, which is very, very important. So here, this sparrow, she endeavored. And because of that, her endeavor, she got a mercy of Garuda. So we can all attend this particular practice. This may find tough, difficult, the results may not appear immediately, but the point is, it will surely come. Only thing, please maintain the great determination, faith, and undivided, unflinching faith, which is very, very important, and control your mind and senses. Okay, next verse. Any question? Verse number 25, 24? Huh? Okay, verse number 25. काय?
खूप लागली दादा.
खूप?
एकाचा श्लोक झाला.
क्लास संपला ना?
नाही, एकटा झाला.
Okay, next. शने 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 रूपमेध बुद्ध्या धृति गृहीतया आत्मसंस्थ मन कृत्वा न किश्चिद न किच्छिद अपि चिंतयेत न किंचित अपि चिंतयेत. Gradually, step by step, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence, sustained by full conviction, and thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else.
स्वतःवरच का माहितीच करायचं?
Atma samstam. Atma samstam means one's mind should be situated on self alone. So यहाँ पर this understanding of self alone is very important. Many times you will find this word. Like, there is this verse which says, it is a destruction of the self. This comes in second chapter when this particular explanation, when Sankhya Yoga is explained, there Krishna says that it is a destruction of the self. So here self means Atma, which is spoken here. So here, this self alone, one should be situated on self means self-realization. That is Atma Sakshatkar. So it's not that, he's meditating on Atma. He's basically focused on his Atma Sakshatkar. Okay? 19.
In the translation, it is said, remains always steady in his meditation.
Mhm.
When Prabhupada is mentioning Madhur, he says meditation one is worshiping God.
As a lamp is windless, lamp in the windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. Yogino yat chittasya yunjato yoga atmanah on transcendence. Okay. A truly Krishna conscious person, always absorbed in a transcendence, in constant undisturbed meditation on his worshipable Lord, is as steady as the lamp in the windless place. Anyways, here this transcendence, Atmaha, which is the word which is used, the transcendence is always about Atma and Paramatma's connection. Where the word used here is Yunjato Yoga Atmanaha. So Yoga Atmana, with the practice of yoga, he is meditating on transcendence. So the transcendence is obviously Supreme Personality of Godhead, but then his connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's why I use this particular word, Atma Sakshatkar. Atma Sakshatkar means understanding who are you and your connection with the Supreme is very important. So that then only that transcendence is completed. If that connection is not established and not, then so that's why the process is what? Yogito yutta chetasva yunjato. Yunjato means engaged. In what? Yoga Atmana. That he is engaged in the process of Atma by the practice of yoga. तो तब वो ट्रांसेंडेंस कंप्लीट हो जाता है. Yes, yes. And not only asking this question, following the practice is very important. With the practice, he is always in the transcendence. That self is also in the transcendence. Because Jivara Swarup, Jiva is what? Sachidananda Vigraha. When we say Jiva Sachidananda Vigraha, he understands his position of eternal, full of knowledge, and bliss, full of bliss. Where that particular position attained when he's in transcendence. Transcendence is always when the Jiva is in that Shuddha Sattva. When the Jiva is into the spiritual consciousness. That is the position of a transcendence. So that when Atmana word is used, the transcendence is also Atma Sakshatkar. Okay. So here also, similarly, this self word, destroying the self. So destroying the self means somebody will say Atmahatya. Atmahatya is also what? Atmahatya can be understood by two things. Atma is Atma, or Atma means Sharira. If Atma word is also explained for body, by the way. In some places in Sanskrit, Atma is the word which is used for body also. So literally meaning of Atmahatya is killing the body. But the spiritual meaning of Atmahatya, one who is not practicing spiritual life, is killing the soul. So can somebody kill the soul? No, nobody can kill the soul. But not practicing spiritual life is equivalent to killing the soul. Similarly, meditating on self is nothing but the Atma Sakshatkar. Okay? Is that clear? Prabhupada is trying to give the as it is translation. But our understanding is very clear. We'll understand in purport. Prabhupada is explaining that. Okay? There are many verses which Mayavadi uses, like this kind of verses, to explain Mayavad.
Your Mayavad is right.
Let's read the purport. Understand.
By proper conviction and intelligence, one should gradually cease sense activities. This is called pratyahar. The mind being controlled by conviction, meditation, and cessation from the senses should be situated in trance or samadhi. At that time, there is no longer any danger of becoming engaged in the material conception of life. In other words, although one is involved with the matter as long as the material body exists, one should not think about sense gratification. One should think of no pleasure aside from the pleasure of the Supreme Self. This state is easily attained by directly practicing Krishna consciousness.
Okay. So one should think of no pleasure aside from the pleasure of the Supreme Self. This state is easily attained by the directly practicing Krishna consciousness. So if somebody is practicing this particular thing, now here when Prabhupada is explaining this translation especially, this translation is Ashtanga Yogis on the perspective of Ashtanga Yogi. But the purport which Prabhupada has given is based on a Bhakti Yoga. It's very clear. Prabhupada is trying to explain for a Bhakti Yogi, for the practitioner of Krishna consciousness, the goal is to connect with Krishna. And pleasure of Krishna is the topmost thing. And then he's always absorbed in pleasure of Krishna. So here, when Atma Samstatam Mana, his mind is situated in Atma, means self, is very important. Now here, when that Ashtanga yogi who is meditating on self, please try to understand, meditating on self means what? He's understanding his own position as soul. And not only understanding his own position as soul, what is his connection, what he has to do next, that is also practiced. This is a position of a person who is in Yoga Rudra position. Right, Govind? So this is a position of a person in the Yoga Rudra position where he has understood who is he and what is his connection and how to establish that connection. Then only that person is actually in the position of yoga. यम हो गया, नियम हो गया, प्रत्याहार, प्राणायाम, आसन करने के बाद ध्यान धारणा समाधि पे ही इज नॉट मेडिटेटिंग ऑन सेल्फ. इट इज ओनली कृष्णा हु हैज टू मेडिटेट ऑन सेल्फ. Like Narad Muni went to Krishna's palace, he saw Krishna is meditating. And what Krishna was meditating on whom? Krishna was meditating on light? Paramatma? No, Krishna there was meditating on himself. So when it comes to Supreme Personality of Godhead, he meditates on himself. But when a yogi meditates on himself, means he is seeing himself, what is his position, and how he can establish that connection with transcendence, how he can establish that connection with Krishna, or in the Paramatma or Brahman. According to this Ashtanga yogi, it may be Brahman or it may be Paramatma. So there, that he is seeing. So he is that elevated. Dhyan Dharana Samadhi is he's understood. Like, person in the NDA, what is that, near death experience or out of body experience, what people see, the people see themselves coming out of it. Right? So soul is coming out of it. So somebody who is experiencing the out of body experience can understand this. This is the yogi who can see where is his position, where is he situated. And in that situation, he is trying to establish his connection with God. The process may be different, but he is trying to establish that connection with God. And that's why Prabhupada is explaining that for a devotee who is a Krishna conscious person, connection with Krishna and pleasure of Krishna is very, very important. Okay? Don't get confused. Ask question. मायावाद झाला मग हा. Okay. We'll discuss about this later. Okay. Atma Samstatam is blocking him. He's not understanding. He's not, his mind is not going ahead. He's stuck there. वो कैसे क्या आज सेल्फ के ऊपर, आत्मा के ऊपर मेडिटेट करने के लिए क्यों बोला है? मन को आत्मा के ऊपर स्थित करने के लिए क्यों बोला है? आत्मा शब्द वी हैव टू अंडरस्टँड. म्हणजे बरोबर. What is the meaning of Atma according to you? What is the meaning of Atma according to you? Bas? Atma has only that meaning? Give him mic, Haribol. Let everybody hear.
Previous soul's translation as one should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path.
Yes.
One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides of the mind.
बरोबर.
आता ह्याच्या अनुसार हा एका जीवात्माबद्दल बोलतोय. बरोबर. त्याचा नेक्स्ट वर्स काय? ग्रॅज्युअली स्टेप बाय स्टेप वन शुड बिकम सिच्युएटेड इन ट्रान्स बाय मीन्स ऑफ इंटेलिजन्स सस्टेन्ड बाय फुल कन्व्हिक्शन अँड दस द माइंड शुड बी फिक्स्ड ऑन द सेल्फ अलोन.
Yes.
अँड शुड थिंक ऑफ नथिंग एल्स.
Very good.
आता प्रिव्हियस वर्षानुसार तो स्वतःला सगळं हे करायला आत्मरूढवर योगा रूढ राहायला सांगतोय. आता त्याच्या कनेक्शन मध्येच पुढे जेव्हा म्हणतोय वर्स की फिक्स्ड ऑन द सेल्फ अलोन, इथं तुम्ही सेल्फ
लास्ट स्टेटमेंट विल ट्राय टू अंडरस्टँड. आत्मसंस्थम मन कृत्वा न किंचिदपि चिंतयन्. ओके. सो कृत्वा न किंचित अपि चिंतयन् should not think about. Chintayan means think about anything else. So one should not think about anything else means what is very important. What is your understanding of that? One should not think about anything else means what?
previous verse मध्ये
No sense gratification. Material desires born out of mental speculation. Okay? One should not think about it. Right? Then first, before that is which is nahi, Haribol. हे चालू केलंय का तू?
Please.
हरी बोल. हाँ, ठीक है. Before that, which is explained, is Shanai Shanai, step by step. Okay? Upramayata, one should hold back with what? Buddhaya dhruti gruhyatva, with the intelligence. So here, intelligence and mind, these two things are focused. One is that one has to make his intelligence strong. Step by step, he has to grow. He has to hold dhruti gruhyatva. He has to control. Then the very important word which is explained, which is stopping you from understanding, Atma Samstam Mana. His mind should be focused on Atma Samstha. Right? Atma Samstha is translated as what? Meditating on self alone. Okay? So, so that's what Prabhupada is giving in the translation as meditating on, his mind is fixed on self alone. When I'm saying that this self alone, which is explained here, when you understand about self or you meditating on self, Atma ke upar aap meditate karte ho, that means it has relation with Atma Sakshatkar. What will you do just meditating on soul? This is not Mayavad explained. There is no understanding of Mayavad. Bhagavad Gita is nowhere explaining anything about Mayavad. Mayavad is something which is coming out of the understanding of a person who is trying to be God. Yoga road of a situation, either isko kya bola hai, you practice, you will follow determination. The verse itself is telling that his intelligence is fixed. Shanai Shanai Upurutam, dhire dhire, step by step he is growing and his intelligence is fixed. Last thing is what is that? Krutuvana Kishchi Chintet. He is not thinking about any other material desire. The biggest material desire is to become God. So when it is said Atma Samstham, that meditating on self, what will you do? Just do meditating on self. So खुद के ऊपर meditate करोगे क्या? Meditating on self means self-realization, Atma Sakshatkar. Atma and his connection with Paramatma is yoga. Then there is no point of yoga only. When you are meditating on self, am I connected with Paramatma? That is very important. That's why Atma Samsthatam is self-realization, being in transcendence. Otherwise, there is no point in becoming Atma Samsthatam. There is no point in meditating on self. If you are taking a literally as it is meaning of meditating on soul, means Mayavad, there is no question of Mayavad, then आगे पीछे का verse का point ही नहीं है ना. Why he is told that step by step grow your intelligence? Why it is said that control your material desires? No point. Why previous verse is talking about determination, faith, unflinching faith, cessation from material desires, controlling the mind? Why all these things are spoken then? There is no point only of all these things then. If it has to be just meditating on soul, Atma, and becoming God, then there is no connection of anything else. That's why Atma Samstadam is understood to be Atma Sakshatkar, self-realization. When you say Atma Sakshatkar, people can even take the understanding of Atma Sakshatkar is a Sakshatkar of oneself. Right? Science of self-realization is know your oneself as God. People can speculate like that also. But Atma Sakshatkar is not that. Atma Sakshatkar is Brahma Jigyasa, the beginning. That knowing yourself, knowing Supreme Personality of God and establishing the relationship, then only it is yoga. Wherever there is yoga, yoga means union with God, connection with God. If there is no connection with God, then there is no yoga. And that's why Atma Samsthamam explained here in Yoga Ruda position is connecting yourself with Krishna. And that's why I use this word Atma Samstatam means Atma Sakshatkar.
Can we see this from Arjuna's perspective, how he was in the beginning of the movie? He was
Guruji, mic, please take mic.
So it's just a thought, Prabhu. Maybe I'm wrong. You can correct.
Hmm.
So when we see Arjuna in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, how confused he is. He's thinking everyone is relative. He's thinking from the bodily perspective. So I think, is that what you're trying to say? He self. That time Arjuna was trying to see the self as this body. But when Krishna tries to show the relationship between him and everyone, like Aham Bija Prajapita, or he's saying when Sarvasya Chamradi Sanyushta, when he's there in everyone's heart. No,
By the way,
no.
By the way, as I explained, that Atma is known as body, Atma is known as soul, also Atma is known as Paramatma. The word Atma in Sanskrit is also known as Paramatma.
So, Prabhu, what I'm trying to say is when Krishna shows him the perception of you being part and parcel of me. So, when you say ki soul, it's not only the soul, it's the relationship also. So, when one sees that, I think that is what Prabhupada is trying to say, the Supreme Soul in relationship with Krishna.
Yes. Soul and his relationship with the Supreme Soul is very important. Atma Samstama is all about that. When you are meditating on soul, meditating on yourself, you understand your connection. That's very important. Bhakti. Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti perspective, Bhakti Yoga perspective, the self fixed on the self, or is it just about the controlling or is it understand?
It's connection
Pleasure
with the
for
God.
the Supreme Self or the
Pleasure of Supreme Lord means connection with the God.
So for us, that is the from Bhakti Yoga.
Yes.
That is
Yes. In any yoga, connection is very important. In Bhakti Yoga, it is pleasure of Krishna. For our understanding as a Krishna consciousness is pleasure of Krishna. According to Ashtanga Yoga, connection with Paramatma or Brahman, or according to understanding of karma or jnana, is doing for the Krishna, gaining knowledge for Krishna or God, or doing that particular karma for God. Otherwise, it is not yoga. If somebody is meditating on own self, considering himself God, there is nothing called yoga.
आता आपल्यासाठी आपण सर्व्हिसनी कृष्णाला प्लीज करतो, आपण तिथनं ज्युसेस एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट करतो.
राईट.
जे ज्ञानी आहेत आणि जे अष्टांग योगावाले आहेत त्यांच्यासाठी काय ज्यूस आहे, त्यांच्यासाठी काय बेनिफिट आहे, म्हणजे काय एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट करतात त्याच्यामधनं ते?
So, for Jnani, especially, and that's why Jnana Yoga practice is very, very tedious and it is very difficult to follow. And eventually, he has to come to the level of Ashtanga Yoga. And that's why many people, it is said multiple places, that many people does not follow the process of Jnana Yoga. Or they cannot follow the process of Jnana Yoga because there is nothing that's just dry. It is just dry. Just because his mind, his intelligence is fixed up, or his mind's demand is that I have to study these all scriptures and understand God. He's not eating like this. He's going like this way. He's going through a very tedious process. And that's why many people while following the Jnana Yoga drop. So for Karma Yogi, getting that whatever, for Sakama Karmi, there is a lot of fruits. He's getting the fruits. For Nishkama Karma Yogi, there is understanding, if I offer these fruits, eventually I'm going to elevate. I'm going to get elevation. Mera uddhar hone wala. And that's why he's dragging himself. Same is the case with Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga also. They have an intellectual understanding, and because of that intellectual understanding, they are practicing this particular thing. For them, goal is to just capture Krishna in the heart as a Paramatma. And then when they attain that position of Samadhi, when they see Krishna in their heart, or when they're in their meditation, when they see Krishna, like Narad Muni saw Krishna in the meditation, when they see that meditation, that is their success. So till then, they are not getting any rasa. And that's why Bhakti Yoga is a different. Bhakti Yoga is an easy process, a process meant for a Kali Yuga. Why so much focus is on the determination and faith is given here? Because if unless and until what knowledge he has received, he's putting that into a practice, he's finding some changes. After doing Yama, Niyama, Pratyahara, Asana, Pranayam, he's finding some changes in himself. He's able to control some Vayu, and he's able to become focused, and he's able to meditate. Otherwise, for general public, it is not possible. So he's changing some changes are happening in his overall. There is some growth. So that growth itself becomes an inspiration for him, and support of knowledge becomes an inspiration for him. And then when he is able to dhyana and then able to dharana, hold that particular form, and then gets into a samadhi, that is the success. And then for extracting rasa, he has to get into Bhakti Yoga. That's why when we explain about these stages of yoga, we always try to explain that what we have attained is something which is by mercy and which is most important thing what we have got. Because after doing some service, we get the rasa, and that's the reason we are able to continue. Why will Prem Charu Prabhu remain awake in the nights for doing decoration? Because he is getting, I am not paying him, temple is not paying him, but he is doing it because he is getting rasa. All of you for so many hours play mridanga, without fail you are here because you are getting rasa. Sometimes there is nobody to appreciate you. But still you are getting rasa, that's why you are there. This rasa is exchanged in the part of devotional service because there is a pleasure of Krishna. जहाँ पे pleasure आता है वहाँ पर ये चीज होता है. Here these people are not doing for the pleasure. Their goal is to attain that particular thing. And that's why very rare soul go for this all step by step practice. क्योंकि उसमें juice नहीं है. There is some changes happening and because those changes are inspiring them to continue and because of that they're going ahead.
Prabhuji,
By the way, how self alone से ऊपर it shifted to this rasa?
Prabhuji,
Okay. Yes.
can I ask for the same question,
Hmm.
same line?
Hmm.
So we also say there's no difference in Bhakti Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. There is only difference of rasa. Now you're saying that here there is
There is a huge difference, by the way. This is a huge difference.
you told me there is only difference of rasa.
Yeah, when it comes to dhyana dharana samadhi, when
yes.
samadhi situation of Ashtanga yogi and what position of bhakti
That's
yoga
what I'm saying.
attains.
The
is
one
same.
who has achieved, and for the Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, there's a difference of only rasa. And now you're saying the only inspiration they have is they want to achieve Krishna in their heart. There is nothing. So in Bhakti Yoga, there is some rasa, sakya, and all those rasas are there to drive them. Here, what is
That's why a Ashtanga yogi, after attaining samadhi, he has to climb next step of bhakti yoga. Just holding Krishna in the heart is not possible always. So,
that is my
he
question.
will.
That's it. It's not that is a different rasa. There is no rasa only in there. There is just Ashtanga.
You can't say there is no rasa. Samadhi situation, you get shantaras. At max, what you can get is shantaras. Nothing else than that. If you want to exchange relationship with Krishna, because unless and until you exchange a relationship, the jiva cannot be happy. Jiva has to render something. And then he gets into bhakti. And after that, anyways, the next step of Ashtanga Yoga is Bhakti Yoga. He has to go to that Bhakti Yoga stage because to get into Vaikuntha, to render services, stay in the Vaikuntha, you have to follow the process of Bhakti Yoga. That is ultimate.
Prabhuji,
No, this is based on knowledge. This is taught by teacher. Ashtanga Yoga is not to be followed by one's own way. It is also a yoga which is to be followed by the proper knowledge. They also have a parampara, Guru Shishya parampara. How to meditate on Atma. That's what, we are doing it. Knowing yourself, I am not this body, I am soul. That's the first meditation you can have. So first understanding, meditating on Atma is first very important thing, a stage which you have to attain is that you are not this body or soul. And just knowing soul is not sufficient. Connection of the soul with super soul is the next step. So meditating on Atma is knowing yourself and knowing Krishna and connection between them. That is Krishna consciousness. Okay, let's go ahead.
demigod worship only related to karma kand.
Yes, Prabhuji, बोलिए क्या कर्मकांड क्या?
Demigod worship only related to karma kand.
Demigod worship is only related to karmakand.
No, what you said right now, that when you worship demigods, there is no yoga as such.
When did I
Yoga
say
is-
this?
Prabhuji, आता तुम्ही
I
explain
never
करत होते.
said this.
You said the statement that when you're demigod worship, for example, you are worshiping Chandra.
Prabhuji, are you hearing this class or some other class? I never
I don't
said
know.
demigod worship. I never used this word demigod worship in my discussion just now. Anyways, previously I have said that people who are karmakandis, they worship demigods and they worship Vishnu also. But the purpose of that, Hare Krishna, the purpose of karmakand is sense gratification. So what is your question?
Third chapter we see that whenever we are giving something as sacrifice, it is ultimately the demigods, they being representative of Vishnu, they offer it to the Supreme Lord only, na?
So what?
So
You're
then
right.
there is some connection, na? I mean, we cannot exclude that.
Array, sense gratification is the biggest stumbling block. The purpose of karma kanda is gratifying the senses, and purpose of yoga is gratifying Krishna's senses. Okay?
Yes, bro, yes.
Yes, Rishi Vishwamitra Prabhu, what is your question? काही नाही सांगितलं. But it's very easy to understand. Meditating on self is very good. It's Atma Sakshatkar. Otherwise, literal meaning of word Atma Sakshatkar is also knowing one's Sakshatkar of oneself as God. ऐसा भी literal, as it is Sanskrit word meaning of Atma Sakshatkar is हाँ स्वरूप है भगवान का आत्मा नहीं भगवान का स्वरूप हाँ हाँ दिस इज पक्का मायावाद And that's why I said in the beginning only, I said when I used this Sachidananda Vigraha, there I clearly said that meditating on self can become a Mayavad, as our Prabhuji is stuck there still, that it is Mayavad, but here when there is a yoga word used, that means it is not no question of Mayavad because yoga means connection of soul with super soul. And that's why Atma Sakshatkar शब्द का भी मैंने वही बताया. Atma Sakshatkar, Sakshatkar means realization about Atma. Atma means self. Who is self? God. I am God. Somebody can I also have Sachidanand. Somebody can. There are thousands and thousands in this world who are saying that I'm God because of this kind of understanding. बराबर No, don't try to be Muni. Okay. Verse number 26. By the way, this kind of language is used multiple places in Bhagavad Gita. Atma samstatam lalu. Meditating. Yato yato nischalati manashanchalasmastiram tatastato niya tatastato niyama tatastato niyameyeta atmaneva vasham nayet. From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So, nature of mind is explained. Success formula in the yoga, controlling the mind, bringing mind back. So, all of you can, to understand this verse, please go and watch the drama Me and My Mind, the pantomime show, and you'll understand. So, wherever the mind is, it always wanders. We have to bring it back. Now, currently, I can see few minds not present in the class. So, please bring it back. Right? Yeah, so bring it back. From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering, purport, the nature of the mind is a flickering and unsteady. Chanchalo. Krishna is talking about one verse about Chanchal mind. Anybody knows? Chanchala Mana Krishna. Then? Read. Say Govind, wonderful. Go ahead. जेवढे बोला तेवढे बोल चल. We are not going ahead. Chanchal hi Malak Krishna Pramadi Balavat Drudam. So this mind is Balavan, Balavat is very strong, is really very strong. If the mind, some thought comes to the mind, it can kill someone. The mind is that strong. Balavat, Drudam. It's Druda. It's very determined to take us. If the mind, if you see in the next chapter, again the mind is spoken. In the 7th chapter, few verses, it is said that one should make his mind friend, not enemy. So if somebody's mind is enemy, it can really degrade him like anything. And if the mind is friend, it can elevate him like anything. And that's why Balavat and Drudam is very important. And it is a pramada. Pramada means what? Unmad karne wala. Unmad shabd, you understand? Unmad? Masti. Unmad matlab is really crazy. A drunkard is unmad. One person when he is completely drunk, that time he is always in unmada situation. He can do any nonsense. So pramada, that's why a mind, intoxication of a mind, or when somebody is intoxicated with mind, can also go crazy. So Chanchala, and it is Chanchala. Lakshmi is also called as a Chanchala Lakshmi. She does not stay at one place, or she does not stay. If the money is not flowing, it will spoil the person, it's said. So and similarly, Lakshmi does not stay at one place. Sometimes you'll find somebody is rich. Sometimes you'll find that person becoming poor. There is owner of कपड़े का brand कौन सा था famous? Raymond. He gave his all property to son, and then next day he was on street. He became beggar. He had no house to stay. He had nothing to eat. Next day, his son threw him out of the house. So somebody can be a richest person in the world, and next day, like recently Elon Musk, he wrote, "Na, money cannot buy happiness." Anyways, that is not a topic. But the point is that chanchala, the mind is also similarly chanchal. That's why Navagandra Maharaj says, Rishishwar, can you continue your discussion and then we'll stop our class? It's a long time we were discussing a lot. So Navagandra Maharaj says, जो मन की सुने वो है मंकी. And then monkey क्या है? वो सबसे चंचल रहता है. At this point he's here, next time on some other place, he's eating something. So monkeys are very chanchal. Similarly, the mind is also like a monkey, which is also jumping from one place to another place. And similarly, it is said, yato yato nischalati. Chanchalaha, manas chanchala, astiram. The mind is what? Chanchala. It is astira. So mind is nischalati, becomes very verily agitated. Then chanchala is a flickering. Astiram is unsteady. It is not steady. And our goal is to make this mind steady. That's very important. Especially while chanting Hare Krishna, we find our mind jumping from this corner to that corner of the universe. So much. And so it may go to Iran, Israel. It may go to our own LPG cylinder. Or from there, it may go to any tasty food item which we want to eat. Or it can go to any other corner of the world. So our yoga ruda situation, when person is trying to establish himself in samadhi, so his mind is sthira. His mind is very steady. It's not flickering. It's not unsteady. That's very important. So mind ka unfortunate situation is it wanders from one place to another place, flickering, unsteady, and that's why one has to bring it back, that mind. So like our Bhurijan Prabhu, when he gives japa seminar, he says that while chanting Hare Krishna, if you chant in the same rhythm, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 so it will become mechanical. So what we should do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. So what will happen that mind, wherever it is, it will come back. He says that this is the way. And another formula he tells is that one mantra at a time. Let's just focus on one Mahamantra. We say that, I'll chant 16 rounds very nicely. And then we sit. And then as soon as 106, 107, 108 Mahamantra comes, then we realize, I was completing this particular mala. And then first three Mahamantras we hear, and then nothing in between. And so that too, when we sit at one place and actually chant, when we are having japa and talk together, japa talk, and when we are having our when we are having our mobile, and when we are having other things, so many things. So there is no question of focusing on chanting. So he says one mantra at a time. Just focus on Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then go to next mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Manas Trayati iti mantra. If you really want to control this mind, bring it back to the track. The mantra is only solution. And then Maha Mantra is the best of the solution. And that's why it's a Maha Mantra. It has helped for many and it will help for us if we follow it sincerely. If we are not following it sincerely, we'll always have a doubt on mantra. Have you seen our Prem Charupu chanting in those days in Vidyashram? 16 rounds, closing his eyes. First round chanting है 16th माला complete होने के बाद आँख खोलते थे. And clear pronunciation, एकदम clear. People used to get shocked. See. But then mind wanders from one place to another. So everybody has shown the sincerity. I always think about my own spiritual life. I think that my initial few years were best of my practices. So I try to meditate on those few years, and one should actually become innocent, simple, like that. Unfortunately, we get to know so many things. We start speculating so many things. We start assuming so many things, and then all the focus on the practice of Krishna consciousness goes to some other place. Gossip becomes the center of our attraction, and offenses becomes the part of our life. So, and then the practice of Krishna consciousness is the least important for us. Please don't do it. That is the most important thing which we have to do. Verse number 27. प्रशांत मनसा हे एनम योगिनम सुखम उत्तमम उपेति शांतरजसहम ब्रह्मभूतम ब्रह्मभूत अकल्मषम. Brahmabhut is explained here. Okay, so Brahmabhut, realizing the Atma. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualities. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is free from all the reaction to past deeds. Upetu Shanta Rajasam. He is situated in peace. Shanta Rajasam. Upetu Shanta Rajasam is elevated from Rajasa, that is passion. Okay. Brahma Bhuta Akalmasham. Akalmasham is freed from all the past sinful act. Kalmasham, we hear this word Kalmasham? Just 1 minute.
Yes.
Huh?
Kaustubh bro, it's not audible to me.
ए यार पवार थांब की 2 मिनिटं. 2 मिनिटं थांब, प्रभूजी फोनवर बोलतो.
Okay, bro.
Okay. Sorry. So, Prashanta Manasa is also very nice important word. Prashanta Mahasagar, you must have heard. Prakrushta Rupena Shanta. So here the mind is a Prakrushta Rupena Shanta. Visheshta se wo shanta hota hai. Like the ocean is very peaceful inside. So Prashanta Mahasagar is the name given to Pacific Ocean. Is for that reason only that ocean, if you go into deep ocean, it is very, very peaceful. No, you don't, you have experience of it. So, and that's why the ocean is considered as very peaceful. Similarly, the Prashanta word is a Prakrushta Rupena Shanta. The person who has controlled his mind. In the previous word, it is said that his mind is very much controlled. He brings it back. So, Prashanta Manasa, that person in the Yoga Ruda stage has attained the position of very peaceful mind. Okay. Prashanta Manasa. Hena yoginam sukham uttamam. That person attains the happiness, which is the highest happiness, which he attains. Then upetu, that he attains what? Shanta rajasam. His passion is pacified. Whatever passion he has is control over it. Good mode of passion. And then Brahma Bhutam. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kanchati. You have heard this verse? Right? The situation of a Brahma Bhut, when self-realized person is what? Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. He is a very, very happy position. Prasannatma. Na sochati na kanchati. He does not lament, neither overthinks. Na sochati na kankshati. So similarly, this particular verse is also talking about Brahma Bhuta stage, where that person is very peaceful. He is free from rajas, passion, mode of passion. His mind is also very, very peaceful, and he attains happiness. So this is the result of a Yoga Ruda situation. What someone attains after gaining this situation of a Yoga Ruda. So basically, Prabhupada is trying to tell it here about Bheda Bheda. Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva, Bheda and Abheda. That was Prabhupada is trying to. Yeah. Qualitatively, one and different.
Manji?
Here, this mind is fixed on Krishna is saying, fine is fixed on him. Me means Krishna and not on the self. That is not on himself. Yeah. It is the same. Huh? गणला नहीं गणला तो clear है तो.
Really, what
The
will
yogi
you
whose
expect about
the
Bhajan
yogi
Ke
whose mind is fixed in the yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of a transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is free from all the reaction of the past deed. Okay. Any doubt? Any question? So this is a Brahma Bhuta stage, that is realizing about the Atma. Bolo. New mic. तू माईक घे म्हणतो स्वतःच.
जे भक्तीमध्ये
इंग्लिश
टॉप
इंग्लिश भक्ती शास्त्री क्लास.
अरे यार
भक्ती शास्त्रीचं क्या भाषा.
मराठी. जे भक्तीमध्ये स्थित झालेत किंवा टॉप मध्ये आहेत तेच फक्त पास्ट रिएक्शन मधनं फ्री होऊ शकतात. बरोबर, त्यांनाच फक्त पास्ट रिएक्शन ना ज्यांनी बिगन केली किंवा जे त्या प्रोसेस मध्ये आहेत त्यांना पास्टचं भोगायला लागणार.
So, just to confuse you more, जब आप दीक्षा लेते हो ना, what it is said, when you are putting that kela, banana into the yajna kunda, what happens? All your past karmas are burnt. Okay? So they are what? They are prarabdha karmas, aprarabdha karmas which are burned. The prarabdha karma stays with you. Many things are there. Not only sustenance of body, but something which is not ripened does not get burned. Something which is ripened, that's what gets burned by the mercy of spiritual master. And spiritual master has a power to burn both, but then prarabdha stays with you. Otherwise, if prarabdha, aprarabdha, everything is burned, then what will happen? We will not, we will be most ungrateful people on this planet and not follow the practice. So some pain which Krishna has to give you to remind that you are miserable, conditioned soul on this planet is very required. And that's why that prarabdha is kept. ते तर करतोस ना, मग जप कशासाठी करतोस तू? You are burning that by chanting the holy name. By the way, you are not chanting for that purpose. Chanting is to develop love, but the side benefit or side product of that is your whatever paripakwa are there that will get burned. That's why I said, just to confuse you more.
That is Kriyaman.
Hmm.
So that is what we are doing now. What we have done before. This life. It is our legacy. Kriyaman is what we are doing next. You said it will burn the prarabdha.
Aprarabdha, sanchit. We will not burn. Guru burns. We don't have capacity to do that. Yeah, it will stay with you. And there is still a research going on this matter in ISKCON, because some have a strong understanding that everything is burnt. If everything is burnt, how a person suffers badly, which is already mentioned in his astrology. So that is a topic of research which is going on. That is the reason we are here. Obviously, कमी होता था. Okay. आप लोग बहुत यहाँ से जंप मारते हो यार. Okay, so here that's why I said perfection of a yoga ruda situation is explained in this verse. What happens is that he is attaining a position of Brahma Bhuta platform. Brahma Bhuta platform, so he is completely Brahma Bhuta platform is what? Prasanna Chetana Haso. He is what? Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kangshati. He is not lamenting, he is not overthinking, and he is Prasanna Chetana. This verse is also telling that thing. That Upetum Sukham, that he is getting a lot of happiness. His mind is peaceful. Prashanta Manasa. And then what is the next thing which is explained? What else? Radha Gokulam? Brahma Bhuta Akalmasham. That he is completely free from all the sinful deeds. So, ये perfection stage है. After going there, he is completely free from all this material contamination. Okay. So, for that, perfection is very important. In the practice of Bhakti Yoga, that's why Prabhupada gave this assurance. Continue doing it, success is guaranteed. Okay. Verse number 21, 22. We have to complete 4 verses. We'll just read verse and translation complete. Yunjaneva sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmasha sukhena brahma samsvarsham antayam sukham ashnute. Thus the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from the material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfectional happiness in the transcendental loving service to the Lord. Brahma Samsparsham is the constant touch with the Brahma samsara. Here the word Brahma. Now somebody will say Brahma means Brahman ही होना चाहिए. But Brahma means Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So Prabhupada is giving a translation of Bhagavan. Here Brahma samsparsha means connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is connected. Samsparsha. Sparsha. He is in touch with Supreme Personality of Godhead always. Okay. So this is also another verse of the person who is in the yoga ruda perfectional stage. That a person or yogi who is self-controlled. So yunjaneva sadatmanam. Yogi vigata kalmasham. He is free from all the material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfectional stage in the transcendental loving service. Sukhena, happiness to milta hi hai. Brahma samsparsham, the highest thing is what? Connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Always in connect with Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sukham ashnute. He attains the highest happiness. Now here the happiness is also highest. I believe all of you know the happiness ka stages. Huh? There is भूमंडल के हैप्पीनेस को क्या बोलते हैं? There is Swargananda, Brahmananda, and Paramananda. I'm not exactly remembering. The earthly happiness is one word is there. So what this person attains is Paramananda. What Ananda is spoken here is a Paramananda. There is Brahmananda, which is attained in the level of Brahman. A person merges into Brahman. There is a Swargananda, where person attains that happiness at the level of Swarga. When somebody is into Swarga, he does not go through the misery of death, or he does not go through the misery of diseases, old age. So, हाँ, nahi, but then there is a Sanskrit word to it that I'm trying to recollect. That is material. That is material happiness. Brahman is Brahmananda, Paramananda, but on the earthly planet there is Don't Google it. Google will not tell you what I want. Four stages, 4 levels. Which we are trying to derive with our sense gratification. Okay. I'll get back to it. But then what here is spoken is a Brahmananda or Paramananda. The Ananda which is experienced at the stage of Brahman, or Paramananda, that is with Krishna. Nine. There is a specific name to it. Prabhupada talks about that. Maybe that is a term coined by Prabhupada only. Thus the self-control yogi constantly engaged. So in previous verse also it is said about the happiness which is the highest happiness. And this verse is also talking about the highest happiness. So in the perfection of yoga ruda situation, person attains that highest happiness. So what all things are explained here? First thing is self-controlled. That person is completely self-controlled. Second thing is told is that constantly engaged in the yoga practice and free from the material contamination. Yogi vigata kalmasham, akalmasham. Then Sukhena, he is happy. Brahma samsparsha, that he is constantly in touch with the Brahma, that is Paramasatya. Sukham ashnute, that he attains the topmost of the happiness. So if somebody wants to get the happiness in this material world, what is he supposed to do? Follow the process of yoga. Connection with God. Okay, next verse.
अष्टांग योग फॉलो करतो त्याच्याबद्दल सांगितलं. अष्टांग योग हे भगवंताच्या सेवेत असं सेवा म्हणतात.
Their goal is to attain the samadhi stage, na Baba?
योगा प्रॅक्टिस करतात ते मग प्रभुपाद असं इच्छा म्हणतात की they will achieve the highest state of perfection happiness.
So in the samadhi stage, they attain the highest happiness. They attain Brahmananda in the samadhi stage. Here, Prabhupada is talking Brahma as Bhagavan. Their meditation of Brahma is Brahman or Paramatma. असाच सीन आहे. Prabhupada is very clear with his goal. His sadhya is to connect ourselves with Krishna. It's very clear. सेवत नाही कसं जाणार मेडिटेशन समाधी ओनली समाधी मेडिटेशन इज देअर गोल. हा अष्टांग योगाचा सेवाशी काही संबंध नाही. Yeah, you can say that, but then ultimately the goal of whole Bhagavad Gita, even Krishna when he is telling to Arjuna, what is that? May anusmaran yuddhasya, that you remember me, follow my words, surrender. Ultimately the sar of Bhagavad Gita is all what is, I'll read. Sar of Bhagavad Gita is what? Giving up all the attachment and surrendering to Krishna completely. When you say surrendering to Krishna, Krishna is a person to whom we have to surrender. So that's why ultimately the meaning of Bhagavad Gita or understanding of Bhagavad Gita of Krishna is also very clear. Krishna as a person and surrendering to that Krishna as a person. And Bhakti Yoga talks about person only. All other yoga, they either talk about Brahman or Paramatmavad. They don't talk about a Bhagwan situation. But if you take the literally understanding of the whole Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna, my Anusmaran Yuddha is that you remember me, Krishna, as your Guru or as your master, as your Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then follow my words. That's what Krishna is saying. So Bhakti Yoga is the topmost thing. It is the ultimate goal of everything. Like now, henceforward, all 7 chapters, of not only this 7 chapter, in the 13, 6, 17, 18 chapter also, there is a lot of part of Bhakti Yoga is explained. Not only that, second chapter, if you go and study detail, there's so much of Bhakti Yoga. When Krishna is talking about Sitapragyasya Ka Bhasha, that is all Bhakti Yoga, which is spoken there. Krishna is also talking about Bhakti Yoga only there. So Bhakti Yoga is the main core thing of Bhagavad Gita. And that's why Prabhupada has picked up that particular understanding of Krishna and highlighted that particular thing. Thus constantly experiencing Atma, Yunjane eva sadatmanam, the yogi free from all sin, easily attains the ultimate bliss, Atma Sukham, of experiencing Paramatma. Yes, yes, this is literal meaning. And that's why in the beginning only, when I was talking about Ashtanga Yoga, I said Ashtanga Yogi's main meditation is Paramatma. Some Ashtanga Yogis understanding is only till Brahman, that's why they meditate on Brahman. But maximum Ashtanga Yogis meditation is Paramatma. Okay? Verse number 29. Sarvabhuta samstatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ईशते yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. So now verse number 29 and 30 is a vision of a perfect yogi. So vision of a Ashtanga yogi is explained here. He sees Paramatma and Krishna everywhere. Paramatma or Krishna everywhere. Mainly, little meaning you have to take, he sees Paramatma everywhere. And according to Prabhupada, Prabhupada is going to say that he sees Krishna everywhere. A perfectional yogi. Okay? A true yogi observes me in all the beings. Me means Paramatma in all the beings and also sees every being in me. That he sees every living entity is coming from Krishna. Aham bija prajapata, when Krishna says that I am the son, I am the seed giving father. So everything comes from me. All the expansion, all the jivas have come from whom? Krishna. So also sees every being in me Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. So he's seeing everywhere, Supreme Lord. झाड़ों में भी देखता है, पशुओं में, प्राणियों में भी देखता है, everywhere. And not only that, he sees कन कन में भगवान होता है. That is the understanding of Sanatanis. So what is that कन में भगवान? Can somebody? Okay. कन में भगवान होते हैं मतलब परमात्मा होते हैं. Paramatma is in the heart. Okay. Which form of Vishnu is in the heart as a Paramatma? Yeah. Naam. I am talking about Vishnu.
Shirodaksha.
Shirodaksha. So Shirodaksha Vishnu is a Paramatma which is situated in everybody's heart. Similarly, that same Shirodaksha Vishnu acts as a Paramatma in the whole creation. So in one Brahmanda. In one Brahmanda, the Paramatma of that Brahmanda, if you want to say, that is a Shirodaksha Vishnu. So he is present everywhere in that Brahmanda. और इसीलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं कन कन में भगवान है. And that's why a perfectional yogi sees Paramatma in his heart. He sees Paramatma everywhere present. And that's why generally if you see in the house, they'll say कि पैर से bucket को मत मारो, or don't kick with your leg, don't show your leg this side, that side. So many like my parents keep on telling. Why? Because there is a presence of Krishna or Krishna's energy. Generally, it is explained that all these products are nothing but the energy of Krishna. In the something which is directly used in the service of Krishna is Balram, like Mridanga. You pray Mridanga Brahma Rupaya Lavanya Rasa Madhuri Sahasra Guna Samyuktam Mridangaya Namah. So what is that? It's an expansion of Balramji. The direct paraphernalia. Apart from that, whatever is the expansion, what we see is nothing but the Lakshmi. That is the internal potency of Krishna. And that's why we should be careful while using anything or kicking anything. And that's why first thing we do is step ourselves on the earth. So we should offer a prayer. What is the prayer? No, that is not the prayer for the earth. Karage vasati Lakshmi kara madhya saraswati kara mule tu govinda namaste prabhate kara darshanam is not a prayer to be. That is not the prayer. Parvate Saravandile Vishnupatni Namastubhyam Padasvarsham Samasume. What is the first beginning? Okay. So she's a Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasvarsham Samasume. That I'm going to put my feet on the my foot is going to touch. So from there our big day begins. So that is the respect we offer. So that's why we cannot kick and anything and everything. So many times in the bathroom bucket is पैर से ही हम लोग डालते हैं इसको इधर उधर से खींच लेते हैं. But we should be careful. Bhakti Rasamand Maharaj, somebody got this switch, foot button, foot switch. तो पैरों के इधर नीचे रखते हैं और उधर से वो switch on, switch off करते हैं. Maharaj got so irritated. He said, there is this expansion of Lakshmi. How can you do this? You cannot use this. In Corona time, they came up with this thing, and the tab, water tab. You don't have to switch on the tap with hand. तो पैर दबा के वो you can switch on. They came up with some ideas like that, but he was very unhappy with that particular thing. So the point is we have to be careful with dealing with the matter. Why did I come here? So he sees everywhere presence of Krishna. That is presence of Paramatma, and that's why he respects everyone. He does not offend anyone and everyone. There is this verse which was recently discussed in Bhagavatam, that a devotee, not only a yogi, he offers obeisances to dog, to cow, and to a human, and through a brahmana, and to a pure devotee. So he offers obeisances even to a dog, to a cow, animals like that also. And then not to a normal living entity also, he offers obeisances to Brahman also and Shuddha Bhakta also. Why? Because everything is one. Somebody can come up with this idea. No, everything is not one. Because he sees Paramatma in everybody's heart. And because he sees Paramatma in everybody's heart, so whenever we are doing Vansha Kalpataru Vaishya, Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavya, what do we do? Or whenever we are asked to offer obeisances, what we do? We are offering obeisances to a Paramatma situated in that devotee's heart. That is one thing. And second is that we are offering respect to that person because of his elevated position. Vancha kalpata. He is a desire fulfilling trees. Ocean of mercy, full of compassion. And that's why we are offering obeisances. So out of respect. And second, seeing a Paramatma situated in his heart. Okay. So a true yogi sees presence of Paramatma everywhere. Please read the purport. Verse number 32 we are completing. We are completing till verse number 32 because this section will get complete. If somebody is getting late, they can go.
A Krishna conscious yogi is the perfect seer because he sees Krishna, the Supreme, situated in everyone's heart as Super Soul Paramatma. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddeshe Rjuna Tishtati. The Lord, in his Paramatma feature, is situated within both the heart of the dog and that of Brahmana. The perfect yogi knows that the Lord is eternally transcendental and is not materially affected by his presence in either a dog or a Brahmana. That is the supreme neutrality of the Lord. The individual soul is also situated in the individual heart, but he is not present in all hearts. That is the distinction between the individual soul and super soul. One who is not factually in the practice of yoga cannot see so clearly. A Krishna conscious person can see Krishna in the heart of both the believer and the non-believer. In the Smriti, this is confirmed as follows. Atatvacha matravacha atmahi paramohari. The Lord, being the source of all beings, is like the mother and the maintainer. As the mother is neutral to all different kinds of children, the Supreme Father or Mother is also consequently the Super Soul is also. Consequently, the Super Soul is always in every living being. Outwardly, also, every living being is situated in the energy of the Lord. As will be explained in the seventh chapter, the Lord has primarily two energies, the superior, the spiritual, or superior, and the material or inferior.
Para and apara prakriti.
The living entity, although part of the superior energy, is conditioned by the inferior energy. The living entity is always in the Lord's energy. Every living entity is situated in him in one way or another. The yogi sees equally because he sees that all living entities, although in different situations according to the result of fruitive works, in all circumstances remain the servant of the God. While in the material energy, the living entity serves the material senses, and while in the spiritual energy, he serves the Supreme Lord directly. In either case, the living entity is the servant of God. This vision of equality is perfect in a person of Krishna consciousness.
Okay, good. Next, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra. Sarvam cha mai pashyati. Tasyaham na pranashyami. Sacha me na pranashyati. Tasyaham na pranashyami. I am never lost, nor he is lost to me. Sacha na me pranashyati. So a yogi who sees Krishna everywhere and sees everything in Krishna, he is not lost, and he is very dear to Krishna. Yomam pashyati sarvatra, whoever sees me everywhere, sarvam cha mai pashyati, and sees everything in me, tasyaham na pranashyapi, that person is never lost. Nacha me na pranashyati, and nor he is ever lost to me. So he loves Krishna, Krishna loves him. He's always with Krishna and he's never away from Krishna. Okay, easy to understand. Knowing that, fourth line, everything is manifestation of Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna, or Krishna is the Lord of everything. This is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness. Okay, nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. That is the basic principle. And a devotee who sees Krishna everywhere, especially a Krishna conscious devotee, it is explained in Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochenana Santah Sadaiva Rudheshu Vilokayanti Yamashama Sundaram Achinta Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That devotee who has applied the kajal of prema प्रेम नाम की कंपनी का काजल लगा के प्रेमांजन छुरित भक्ति विलोचने न, that he is always in the devotional service. Santah sadaiva, that kind of sage, hridayeshu vilokanti, he holds me in the heart always. Santah sadaiva hridayeshu vilokanti. Yama Shama Sundar, what he is holding? Me means Yama Shama Sundar Rupam, that he is holding that beautiful Shama Sundar Rupa in the heart. Yama Shama Sundar Machinta Gunasvarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, Tasyaham na pranish, sorry, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra. So for a Ashtanga yogi, he is seeing Paramatma everywhere. But for Bhakti yogi, he is seeing that beautiful Shama Sundara Rupa of Krishna. Always. Sarvam cha mai pashyati. Okay. Verse number 31. Sarvabhuta samsitam yo. Sarvabhuta stitam yo mam. भज्यते एकात्मा स्थित सर्वथा वर्तमानोपि स योगी मयि वर्तते. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I am the super soul, I and the super soul are one, remain always in me, in all circumstances. So this is the beginning of Bhakti Yoga, by the way. So here Krishna is talking about I, means Krishna, and super soul, that is Paramatma. Don't say I means me, and super soul is one. So this verse, because next chapter is Bhakti Yoga, so this is the beginning. Krishna started talking now about Bhakti. Who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and the super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. Sarvabhuta stitam yomam. So this word bhajyate is very important. Bhajyate is what? Service in a devotional service. Bhaja is a dhatu of bhakti. Bhakti word comes from bhaja dhatu. Sanskrit, I hope you understand what is this dhatu. Like dharma comes from dhatu dhru. ध्रुव धारयति इति धर्म. जो धारण करता है वो धर्म होता है, तो इसलिए ध्रुव उसका धातु है. सिमिलरली भक्ति का धातु क्या है? भज. भज सेवायाम इज द व्याख्या ऑफ भक्ति. दैट भज सेवायाम मीन्स भक्ति पूर्व. भजन मतलब भज मीन्स भजन. भज मीन्स पूजन करना. सेवायाम सेवा के रूप में करना. भज सेवायाम. एंड दैट्स व्हाई Prabhupada when he translated Bhakti, if you take a Bhakti as a literary translation or any other people translating Bhakti, they translate as Bhakti as emotion or Bhakti as devotion. But then Prabhupada translated from this particular word. Bhakti means Bhaja Sevayam, devotional service. Bhaja Sevayam. That's why it is called as a devotional service. So similarly, here this word Bhaja is coming. So Bhaja means what? Bhaja Sevayam. भक्ति करना है वहां पर. भक्ति किसकी करती है? किए जाती है? व्यक्ति की किए जाती है. सेवा किसकी की जाती है? व्यक्ति की जाती है. You cannot just do a seva of some light, some jyot. So that's why Paramatma and Bhagavan is focused here mainly. And then especially when Krishna next line is telling me and that Paramatma is non-different. We are same. And whoever understand that me and Paramatma is same, he remains always in me in all circumstances. That kind of yogi always in Krishna's meditation. He is always in the, like even in the Ashtanga Yogi, you have to see this verse as per the Ashtanga Yogi, that Ashtanga is fixed in Samadhi. He is always in that Samadhi state and he is always seeing Paramatma Roop situated in his heart. That is a perfection. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and the super soul are one, remain always in me in all circumstances. Elevation हो रहा है Ashtanga Yogi का भी. So verse number 31 and 32 is the action of a Ashtanga Yogi, perfect Ashtanga Yogi. Worship करते, and the next verse he sees all beings equally. Please read the purport.
A yogi who is practicing meditation on the super soul sees within himself the plenary portion of Krishna as Vishnu, with 4 hands holding conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower. The yogi should know that Vishnu is not different from Krishna. Krishna, in this form of super soul, is situated in everyone's heart. Furthermore, there is no difference between the innumerable super souls present in the innumerable hearts of the living entities. Nor is there a difference between Krishna conscious person always engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna and a perfect yogi engaged in the meditation on the super soul. The yogi in Krishna consciousness, even though he may be engaged in various activities while in material existence, remains always situated in Krishna. This is confirmed in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1 to 187 of Srila Rupa Goswami. Nikhilashva api avasthashu jivan mukta sauchyate. A devotee of the Lord always acting in Krishna consciousness is automatically liberated. In the Narad Pancharatra, this is confirmed in this way. Kaladi anavachinne Krishne cheto vidhaya cha tanmayo bhavati shiparam jivo brahmani yojayet. By concentrating one's attention on the transcendental form of the Krishna, who is all pervading and beyond time and space, one becomes absorbed in thinking of Krishna and then attains the happy state of transcendental association with him. Krishna consciousness is the highest stage of trance in yoga practice. This very understanding that Krishna is present as Paramatma in everyone's heart makes the yogi faultless. The Vedas Gopal Tapani Upanishad 1.21 confirms this inconceivable potency of the Lord as follows. Ekopi san bahudha yo va bhati. Although the Lord is one, he is present in innumerable hearts as many. Similarity in the Smriti Shastra, it is said, similarly said, Eka eva paro Vishnu sarva vyapi na samshaya Aishwaryat Rupam Ekam Cha Suryavat Bahudhyate. Vishnu is one, and yet he is certainly all pervading. By his inconceivable potency, in spite of his one form, he is present everywhere, as the sun appears in many places at once.
Good. So he is worshipping Krishna, and then here the last line is saying Vishnu is one, yet he is certainly all pervading. By his inconceivable potency, in spite of his own one form, he is present everywhere as the sun appears in a many places at once. So he is situated as Paramatma everywhere. In the same connection, in the next verse, he sees all beings equally. Because he is seeing Paramatma in everybody's heart, so he sees everybody equally. Any verse you remember from Bhagavad Gita where he sees equally? Or Bhagavatam? He sees every living entity equally. Atmot sarva bhuteshu. No, it's the part of Bhagavad Gita. And anyway, Pandita Samadarshina, that Shuni Chava Shupake Cha Pandita Darshana Samadarshina. What does that mean?
Dog eater.
Dog eater, Chandala is dog eater. Shuni, dog, Shupake Cha, dog eater, Pandita, Brahmana or Pandita, Shuni Shupake Cha Pandita Samadarshana. That he sees everybody on the equal level. Who is that? He.
Perfectly.
From that verse. There are two more people remain. It's Brahmane Gavihastini. Brahmana, cows, dog eater, and Pandita. Who is that? What is the beginning two words? Two very important words, which we need to apply always in our life. This Brahmane Gavihastini, Shuni Chaya Swapakecha, Pandita Samadarshana begins with two important words. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Okay, Vidya and Vinaya. This is very important. Knowledge and humility. Humility. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavihastini, Shuni Chaya. जे मनी वसे ते स्वप्नी दिसे. Okay, so see now verse number 32. आत्मोपमन्य सर्वत्र समं पश्यति यो अर्जुन सुखम वा यदि वा दुःखम सो योगी परमो मतः सुखम वा यदि वा दुःखम स योगी परमो मतः either happiness or distress he is equipoised. He is a perfect yogi who by comparison to his own self sees the true equality of all being in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. So he is equipoised, he is equivocal, he is equal to all. Okay, so we will stop here. So after this, after knowing all these things, Arjuna is saying, "Oh Krishna, it is so difficult to be Ashtanga yogi. Give me some simple." And henceforth, Arjuna is talking about Chanchalamana Krishna, Pramadi, Valabhadruda. What is that next? Tasyaham Gruyamanayam. So next Sunday, I am going to Chopati. So there is no class on next Sunday. Anybody wants to join for Maharaj class can join. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.